Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Ty. Um, so I'm fucking with the vlogs now. Gone created me one. Named it Mother Trucker Ty. Got your boy here. And I'm just be vlogging throughout my whole trucking little experience. I know, giving y'all the ins and outs, reviews, good and bad. You know. So I'm gonna start off with so currently I just got hired through Dollar General Fleet. I'm out here now at doing orientation at the Indiana terminal. I'm out of Chicago, but I'm gonna be working in Wisconsin at the Janesville terminal. But they sent me out here for orientation. I don't know if it's because it's closer or I would think it because it's closer, because Wisconsin from Chicago probably like 2-3 hours. Out Indiana from Chicago an hour. My trip was like an hour 30 minutes. But anyway, so before I get into the Dollar General, I'm gonna go with the first company I worked for. Now, I'm a recent graduate. I don't got no experience, but I could say I have a week of experience at the most, because I went through National Logistics waiting on Dollar General. And I'm gonna keep going with that. So I finished trucking school May 4th. May 4th I finished, got my license like May 7th. So while I was getting ready to transition out of trucking school, I knew I needed to start looking for jobs. So one of the first ones I seen was Dollar General. So I filled their stuff out while I'm during school. Man, it took almost like a month process for them to hit me back. They don't have no way you could contact them or nothing. Everything is through their virtual assistant. They're gonna get back in contact with you, but it's definitely a process. I had to go through a process for them to get in touch with me, but I'm glad it's over. I'm here. I'm with the DG family now. So during that process, like I say, I was still in school. I filled out the application. I waited. I set up an appointment. I think it took it was so bagged up. I think it took like 2 weeks for me to have a phone interview or whatever. Yeah, I had the phone interview, and I had my phone interview with them, and they started the hiring process. Some of the regular application, my background clearinghouse check, my drug test, and it was still within a process. So eventually I was starting to look for another job, because I'm like, man, I need to be working now. Shoot, I'm fresh out. Bills keep piling up. I need to be working somewhere until I head back from Dollar General. So I went on Indeed. To try to find some other jobs that were hiring, and I ended up finding National Logistics. So it was a number on there. I hit the number up, and I was like, yo, I'm a recent graduate. You guys are hiring? I ain't gonna lie. So at first I was gonna go with I was gonna go with Trans Am, cause Trans Am, I had hit them up and they hit me back ASAP. And they hiring process was so quick. They had me booked and ready to go. They was going, well, I would say in 4 days, 4 to 3 days, they had me all set up to where I would have started orientation that following Monday. So in this whole time frame, this is about, I'll say, 3 weeks ago. So what's today's date? Today is the my bad, y'all. Looking for my damn calendar. Okay. So I would say Wednesday. The 8th. So the 8th, they had me, matter of fact, it wasn't the 8th, I would have started orientation. They had booked me a flight to their terminal. This is Trans Am. They booked me a flight to their terminal in Tennessee, Texas. It's Cottonelle, whatever it's called, Texas. So I was about to go with them. But I was gonna go with them because I would have been hired and working right away. The only thing is that they only pay 31 cents a mile. So, man, that's kind of like slavery. But I talked to a couple of my relatives that already had their CDLs, and they was just telling me like, man, just go get the experience and you can go anywhere else you want. So I'm like, okay, cool. That's what I'm gonna do, just to get the experience. So I end up telling my mom about it, and she was like, well, okay, did you do any background on them? Like, did you look into the company before you just go up and go somewhere? I was like, you know what, you're right. So I'm doing my background on them. I'm doing my reviews. I go on YouTube. I'm looking at trucker blogs. And man, they scared me away. I was like, yeah, I ain't going to mess with them. I'm going to leave them alone. There was people that was on there saying like you basically working for free. Like, they pay you 31 cents a mile. You're really not seeing no money. And they try to push the lease purchase on you to where they promise you like once you lease the truck, it's the better option. You get more miles and more everything, basically. So basically after you do that, they say you fucked. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. So yeah, that's what pushed me away from them. The only thing I did like, and did is that they give you your own truck and it's new, fairly new. But after them 7 days of orientation, you're on your own. No trainer, no nothing. Like, you're on your own. And they'll send you anywhere within these 48 states. So, yeah, that made me push away from them. I ended up having another interview for Get Fresh Produce. I had an interview for them. I end up hearing from Get Fresh Produce. We had set up an interview. Oh, excuse me. We had set up an interview with them. I ended up having an interview. I still haven't heard nothing back from them, but it was okay because I ended up getting my orientation day for Dollar General, but I'm gonna come along with that in a minute. So I ended up going National Logistics. The guy had asked me that I had my hazmat. I was like, nah, I just got doubles and triples, but I did my background. I'm doing the steps to get my hazmat. He was like, okay, cool. He told me once I get my Once I get my hard copy, send him a picture of it. He gonna get me going with the hiring process. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So, so he sent me the regular application, all that, and then I was just still waiting to hear back from companies that I had applied for. I wanted to also go to Covenant, but they said they super backed up, like super. Like she said, it'd be months before they take any new trainees. But I heard there was a good company to go with. Definitely up there in the pay. Some guys saying they average almost $2,100 a week. So, but they all team driving. There's no solo. They don't provide solo. Or you could go on as an owner operator to get solo. I don't know for sure, but hey. So where was I at? Oh, waiting to hear back from jobs. Okay. So then Get Fresh ended up calling me back. This was I had an interview with them last Tuesday of last week. So I had an interview with them. After I got out the interview, I was like, okay. I was supposed to have my road test, but the road test trainer wasn't there. He was on vacation or whatever. And she was like, so when he gets back, we'll call you in to do basically to do the road test. So I'm like, okay, cool. So as I leave out of there, the guy I was talking to from National Logistics had hit me up and was like, hey, did you go do your drug test? And I'm just thinking like, man, are you gonna let me work or not if I don't got my hazmat? And he was like, well, could you run a load tomorrow? And I'm like, I'm down. For real? So he told me, he was like, why didn't you go take your drug test? I had someone reach out for you to go take your drug test, and if everything's cool, could you go to orientation today? So I went and took my drug test that Tuesday, right after I got out my interview with Get Fresh. I went and took that drug test that Tuesday, and then turned around and went to their orientation that same day. And I was on the road with them Wednesday, so they told me I was gonna be gone for, what was that, 4 days? It was basically Wednesday to Monday, so Monday of this week. So I'm like, man, bet, cool. That's a job. I'm like, I ain't turning it down. So that Wednesday come, I get there, and I'm like, okay, what truck we're taking? He showed me the truck. And man, that truck was so fucking filthy, bro. I was really like ready, like, I was like, nah. I was ready to say, nah, I'm cool. I don't even wanna, like, I don't wanna be in this truck. This shit is filthy, like filthy as fuck. Like, man. So, and then another thing was, he called me. So National Logistics, they are a real good company. Like real good. Like they do company and third party. So you could get hired through their company, or you could get hired through their third party. It's still National Logistics. You'll be a National Logistics employee. You'll just be running for an owner operator. So if you get what I'm saying. So I was through National Logistics, but I was there. At the end of the day, my boss was the owner operator, whoever truck it was. I ain't gonna say his name because, you know, I ain't just gonna throw his name out there to make it seem like he was a bad guy or anything. He was definitely a cool guy. Helped me get on the road right away. But anyway, he called me and was like, yeah, don't tell your trainer that you're a recent graduate. Don't tell him you don't know how to drive. Tell him you at least got 2 to 3 weeks of experience. I'm like, what? Like, what? Like, what you mean? I don't have no experience. Why would I tell somebody that and we're finna go on the road? Like, wow. Like, that's insane. And I'm just like, okay, cool. And he was like, I don't want the guy to get mad because he's got to train the person who don't know how to drive. And I'm like, that's like insane because I need training. Like, I'm a new driver. Like, what's going on? But anyway, so I'm like, okay, cool. So I meet the guy, cool ass guy. Cool guy. We end up doing so we started in Chicago. We picked the load up in Chicago. Picked the load up in Chicago. We went to Texas to drop it, and it was all of it was drop and hook. It was for RL carriers, so we did everything. Like, the whole trip was through them. So we did Chicago to Texas, Texas to California, California back to Texas, and then Texas to Colorado, and then from Colorado we went back to Chicago. So everything, I had a co-driver, so everything we did, we got there within that next day. So that was pretty cool. So we made it back Monday at like 6 a.m. My only con with them is I had to do all the night driving. So as an unexperienced driver, and I'm having to go through mountains in the night was like hot, insane, just like fucking insane. Like, for real. So, and the only reason I drove at night because, so I did started driving once we left the yard. We was in the yard in Elgin. We had to go to Chicago to pick the load up. So I did first start driving, so I was really supposed to be on day shift, but my co-driver was still under his 34-hour reset, so technically he couldn't drive the truck. So after my 11 hours, we had to park it and wait till his reset for him to drive. His reset ended up being at 8 in the morning on that Thursday, so he ended up being the day driver and I ended up being a night driver. Man, he was real cool though, man. He helped me get through it. All the night driving. I was really like panicking a lot of the times. So I'm like, man, we going through the mountains to a fucking 18-wheeler, and I'm unexperienced. Like, this is insane. But anyway, so yeah, so I would say, going through National Logistics, their trucks looked so much cleaner, like from the outside to the inside. You could tell a lot about the truck from the outside. So I was like, yeah, I should have probably went through National Logistics. But it wasn't bad because as unexperienced, the guy started me off at 55 cents. We ran like 5,900 miles. Split that down. That's right around 1,600. As for an unexperienced driver, 1,600 your first week, that's great. So that's another thing. So he started me out at 55 cents. If you go straight through National Logistics, they start you off at 65 cents. And once you get your hazmat, it could go up to 75 cents. So he told me the same thing. I was at 55 cents. Once I get my hazmat, I could go up. So it was still cool or whatever. But that's just my review on them altogether. Man, another con I didn't like is that truck never stopped. I was like, damn, this motherfucker don't stop. So it was pretty cool though. We had got through it. But anyway, so I'm gonna roll over. So Dollar General ended up calling me. My recruiter ended up calling me because after I did my drug test, they told me like, boom, perfect, you ready to go. Let alone this was a whole week went past before I heard from my recruiter. So I was like, when I'm hear from him if everything's so. Someone I was talking to with Dollar General Fleet was telling me, like, you all good to go. You basically are hired. You just waiting for your recruiter to call you with a start date to start your orientation. I'm okay, cool. Do you know when he'll be reaching out? Because, man, it's like 3 days went by. And then, let alone another week is coming up for to go past. This is last week. So the recruiter ended up calling me while I was on the road. And I was like, damn, I don't know if I'll be back. Because I know their orientations are Tuesday, Thursday, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I was like, dang, I don't know if I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna just wait. He left a voicemail. So once I found out that I was gonna be back that Monday, I was like, okay, bet, cool, I'm gonna call him. So once I got back Monday, gave him a call. He's like, yeah, man, we get you set up for orientation. The great part about it was he was on it. Like, our recruiter was on it. He was like, man, we started orientation every Tuesday. When are you available? I was like, man, if you could get me in tomorrow, which was yesterday, if you get me in tomorrow, that's well, Tuesday is today, but this is me talking to him yesterday. I was like, man, if you get me in for Tuesday, that's perfect today. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna get you set up and ready to go. The good part about it is they provide the car rental, the hotel, and a meal every day for lunch at the orientation. Yeah, like I said, they provide the rental, they provide your stay, and one meal every day while you're here. The good part about it is they pay you $200 a day while being in orientation. So I was like, that's pretty cool. I didn't even know, so I thought Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday we'll get a $600 check, but I had orientation today, and she let us know that we will actually get $800 because we get paid for today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. That I didn't know, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. So, yeah, that's pretty much. This is the hotel I'm in. It is a little junky though. Can't turn my camera around. This is the hotel I'm in. It's pretty cool. Got the bathroom. It's big. Nice big bed. Got me some food. So that's the hotel. That's the hotel room. The good thing is they don't make you co-bunk with anyone. Yeah, so that was that's pretty much everything. What else? Yeah, so the first day of orientation went pretty cool. All we did was a bunch of paperwork. Like, we had 10 people in our class all together, and yeah, we had 10 people in our class all together, and she was just saying like this was there's very few times that there's so many people in the class. So we did paperwork all day to about, class started at 8. Well, orientation started at 8, and we went to probably about 2 o'clock. After 2 o'clock, she did a PowerPoint on basically the Dollar General new hire stuff, like just the regular, like procedures, safety, stuff like that in nature or whatever. So then we got out of there about 3 o'clock. She let us go home. So that's pretty much day 1 of orientation. I'll be dropping a video tomorrow for day 2. And like I say, this your boy Ty. Get up with y'all.